I'm Paul Roberts. Thanks for getting in touch with me. I would be glad to do whatever I can to help you for no cost, as long as you understand that I want to do this generically so that other people that have these same types of issues might also benefit. In your particular case, I have another video of somebody I helped very recently that had the same types of concerns, and you might want to just look at that video and see how that compares to you. But I'll go ahead and answer your specific things right now as the best that I can, but it'll be a shorter video, and I might be on with some of the things I talk about. I might be a little off. Simply tell me if anything I'm saying helps, and if anything's a little off, redirect me, and I'll make another video answering more specifically to whatever input I get from you. Okay? So, all right, so you talk about the idea that you're prying into a conversation with your boyfriend of 2 years and talking about his exes. And he was comparing them to you, and he gets mad. And he says this is the way you've been since the beginning. You say, I can't help myself for comparing. I always get jealous with his past and paranoid with the girls that he interacts with. He accused me of having borderline personality disorder. I tried to search about it and tried answering online questions, and the results were always positive. Well, I don't know, what you want me to tell you, but I always want to be straightforward and hard on you so that you can be honest with yourself, see if this is true or not. First thing I want to say is, if you're too desirous of a relationship or a person that isn't worthy of you, that could be a problem. I wouldn't call it a borderline personality disorder. A lot of people have attraction for other people for lots of reasons. You've got time put in with this person. You want to be the center of his life, and you don't want him talking about other people. Okay? And I don't know if he wants to be the center of your life. Maybe he's a little more, whatever goes, goes. Maybe he's a little more free than you are. But the bottom line is this. You have to have self-value. And you have to not be codependent. You have to not care what this person says or does, but be fully yourself and fully strong on your own. If you can't do that, then maybe you're a little weaker person than maybe you could or should be. I wouldn't call that a personality disorder. It's just something that if it becomes dominating to you, then maybe at that point it could be a disorder because you'd rather not have it dominate you. So if you're so concerned about what's going on in his life and you can't be happy and you can't get past your jealousy and you're so concerned that he's in your life and a part of it, that your life, you can't be whole without him, then that's a form of like a codependence. You're dependent on him. You can't be fully yourself and fully happy without him. So, like I say in this other video, you have to ask yourself, is he worthy of that much care and love and concern from you? Is the prize worthy of you going after and sacrificing these qualities of yourself and making yourself weaker and being so fixated on what you have with him that you can't be fixated on what's coming from within first and the self-value that you need to have first? If the case is that he is dominating your thoughts, then maybe it is bordering on a personality disorder. And all you need to do is just simply be aware that he is not worth anything that could cause you to be lesser. And let's play it honest and clear here. If he makes you be lesser, what's he ultimately doing? Well, he's damaging you, right? But when you exhibit those qualities back to him, then you're showing him that you're lesser, and he's not going to desire that. So it's a problem that goes round and round and round. The more you take from what he gives, the more that pushes you down, the more you reflect back what you are, the more he says, oh, that's not good enough. The more he puts you down, and you accept that. You accept that put down as, yeah, he's probably right. And you can't get past your own feelings and see it for a more logical, a more well-balanced, full approach, then he is dominating you in the relationship. You're having to have him in order to feel whole and good. I didn't get the response back from you whether you had a child with him, or whether you love him, I don't know that yet. So I'm going to keep this video very short, shorter than I do for most videos to introduce this. I want you to tell me whether you think what I'm saying might be possibly partly true. If he has a hold on you. If you need validation from him, not having enough self-esteem, not having enough feeling of self-value within yourself to give him and be sure that what you've given him is worthy. Because if you did have enough self-esteem, first off, if you gave him what you had to offer and it wasn't enough, you'd have to ask yourself, if you valued what you have, whether this person not seeing what your value is worth the offering that you're giving to him. That's the first question you need to ask yourself. If you have feelings involved, it's hard to do that. It's hard to be honest with yourself. You might say, I don't want to think about these things. I just want him in my life. I want things to be good, right? But you got to the point where you actually wanted to go look and see what else somebody else said. Well, you're already feeling bad enough, okay? Things aren't good enough. And that's good that you reached out and you asked somebody. It's good. Just the fact that we're talking is good. That shows that you're not happy enough the way things are going. And that's not going to give you enough to feel like you're whole and you're happy and you want to continue this. So now you have to ask yourself the hard questions. Don't think poorly of yourself if you don't think enough of yourself. You know why? Because here's what perspective counseling will do. If you realize you don't feel well enough to feel good about yourself right now, well, that's the first step in helping you to become self-value to yourself, in finding out what you need to do to make sure you're valuable to yourself. And that is really the most important gift. The child or this person is not the most important gift. They could pass away. They could be taken from you. You will never be taken from you. You're the most important gift. You're the one where the value has to be focused on. You must love yourself first, or you're not worthy of love from another. And you have to ask yourself, if you do love yourself first, if you do value yourself, won't you find a prize out there that is worthy of you and what you can give? And won't you see somebody that isn't worthy of it because you've risen? Won't you see somebody that isn't worthy of you as being then not worthy of you? This is my first video to you, and the first things I want you to consider and reflect on. If you're worthy and he doesn't see that, you'll have to ask yourself, is he worth it? Is he worthy? That's a hard thing, especially when you're emotionally involved with somebody for a long period of time, or if you have a child and you're living with them. It's a hard thing. But one of the first steps to realizing that you're valuable is that you can realize that you are honest with yourself. If you can be honest with yourself, that's like one of the first steps towards going all the way to answering all the questions. Don't go to other surveys and ask them questions and see what they think of you. Ask yourself and be honest with yourself. That's the first step you need to do. And even if it hurts, you're doing it in private. No one else needs to know. You do all this work on your own first. Okay? I'll work with you too. And then when you're strong enough, these things that he's doing won't affect you as much. Worst case scenario, it won't work out. Best case scenario is you're reborn. You're a new, vibrant person that realizes this was just a rung on the ladder towards a better goal ahead. You can't see it now. But if you're honest with yourself and you value yourself, what people will tend to do is when you get that value going up there higher, other people will see you for that value and you'll attract higher people. Now, I have a much more longer and complicated video, and I'll put a link to it. You should look at that one too, because I talk about the same things, and that person had some of the same concerns. Okay? So for today, we'll just end on this right now, and please let me know what I can talk to you about further. I'm Paul Roberts. It's nice that you talked to me and that you got in touch with me. I'm glad to be able to talk with you. I hope I can help. And this is Conscious Counseling 101.